welcome to the Pew Factor Podcast. I am Yin first.
I am DK075.
What?
Introduce yourself, sir.
I don't know what username to use.
God freaking that person.
Fuck!
Okay.
I just used my other username this whole time.
Fine,
No.
I'm J/video.
Let's restart this shit.
No,
Let's
no,
restart
no.
this.
No,
we're
we're recording.
That's
We're gonna
classic.
keep going.
That is classic.
What the fuck?
No, we're gonna keep going. Okay. So
Damn it.
So it's going,
Alright.
it's going under Pew Factor.
So what's the topic for today?
The
David, you're
topic
hella
is
loud.
Wait, what?
So
the
today's
subject material for today: video games, what they were, what they are, and what we assume that they will be.
Yes.
Awesome. So let's start.
So where do we
So-
want to start? Do we want to talk like
We're gonna go
Atari? Or
chronologically, we are gonna go from the beginning to the end.
does somebody have like a timeline? Somebody gonna rock a wiki? I don't know.
I'm not gonna go on Wiki. Just
So
in
I figured
fear
we should just go through personal experience, really, because you two are older than I am, so I don't really have as much gaming experience.
Trust me, my first gaming experience was on a Game Boy Color. That's my first true
Metroid
gaming
Fusion.
experience. For me, it was.
You said color. I'm stupid. Don't mind me.
Totally Metroid Fusion.
No. Yeah, totally Metroid Fusion. My Game Boy Color was so advanced that it could play Game Boy Advance games when Game Boy Advance didn't even exist.
It's from the future. Don't even question.
Now, my first video game that I ever played was Sonic the Hedgehog 3 on Sega Genesis.
Okay, we'll start with that then, since that's the oldest.
I don't even remember what my oldest game was. Like, I had a Genesis, but I don't remember playing it.
Genesis
Vaguely.
does what Nintendo can't do. Genesis does.
Shit.
Well,
Blast processing.
Blast processing was such bullshit, and we both know it.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Oh,
this area, so it's going straight over my head.
No, okay, has anybody here played Sonic Genesis on the Game Boy Advance?
I have not.
no. I can probably emulate it.
I know.
You don't want to emulate that piece of shit.
Oh, it sucked.
Well, no, here's the thing. Funny thing about Sonic. All right, so you know the song that plays for Speed Highway and Sonic Adventure 1?
Yes.
What are the only lyrics that you know from that song?
I
don't-
didn't pay attention.
Wait.
Up and down and all around.
Let me guess. They said that was the whole soundtrack of Sonic Genesis on the Game Boy Advance.
No, up and down and all around. That describes what Sonic's fandom has gone through. From Genesis into Dreamcast was the up days. Everything was good.
Mhm.
Then it got bought out and went third party, and then it was down. Particularly in 2006, we had
Oh.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 and Sonic Genesis.
No one speaks
and
of this.
also Sonic Riders. We had
Well,
Sonic.
Sonic 06 was rushed. That was a huge problem. Was it? If
No,
it wasn't
okay.
rushed, it
I'd-
had the potential of being a lot better.
I'd
than what-
accept that. I would. But
except
the
the
place-
story was
the-
bullshit.
the PlayStation 3 version came out like a year later, and it was worse than the 360 version. So what is that?
That's the best part about it. I just find it so funny.
So bad. Just never talk about it
Just-
again.
No, we're gonna talk about it because it fucking sucks.
It's shameful. The entire thing is shameful.
Dude, I think there was, as a total of going through the game, while doing the least amount of side quests or whatever shit, like just doing what you need to get by. I think the loading screens was over 2 hours worth of loading screens.
So
Ew.
that
Whole
brings a
fucking
question.
game.
Who's going to be recording 06 for the channel then?
God, no.
Fuck, dude.
Never.
I still have the game, but I'm not gonna fucking play it because I suck at it, and two, it's such a piece of shit. I just would kill myself.
Never touching that game.
Like Silver.
That means I'm probably going to be stuck with it, aren't I?
It's such a old boost to win.
It was Twigger.
All right, so we kind of got a little bit off track. We were talking about
Very off track.
yeah. So what what exactly origin of video games for us? I mean, I said my earliest game was Sonic 3 on the Genesis. What exactly was your earliest game, David? You said Game Boy Color, but other than Metroid Fusion, I don't know what Game Boy Color games you had.
Metroid Fusion was Game Boy Advance, good sir.
I
But
know. I know.
very first Game Boy Color game. Well, technically it was a Game Boy game I played. It was Pokemon Red.
Oh,
and that was
shit.
I thought you were about to say Tetris.
I
Pokemon
wish.
Tetris? No.
They have that. No, wait, I lied.
But anyway, Pokemon Red was my true first game because I had a Super Nintendo, but the problem was that I only had like 2 games for it, and I do not fucking remember them at all.
Just because in Tetris, I can make a parallel. There needs to be a Pokemon Tetris game because Tetris versions are like Pokemon. You just got to collect them all.
Haha, see what you did
And there's over 150 of them.
Oh my god!
See what you did there.
But wait, there's actually more than 150. It's like 500 bajillion.
150 more to see.
Shut up.
Fuck on.
See,
Bullshit.
I can't remember what my first game was. Like, I had a slew of really old retro consoles, but then I don't remember playing any of them. The only
Your first game was Mass Effect.
No. The earliest game I can recall playing was what's it? Ocarina of Time.
How'd that go? Have you ever even beaten that?
I have on the 3DS, however.
On the 3DS. Okay.
Yeah, because like
So-
I don't know.
Are you saying the 3DS version is piss easy compared to the N64 version?
It's not
Yeah,
that
it
it was
is.
too hard. I don't know why I never finished the N64 version. I just kind of stopped. Like when I was
Water temple.
I don't think I ever got to the water temple because like the only thing that really stopped me in the game from progressing was like since I was a little kid, I was just so fucking terrified of the Redeads.
Oh, so he got fucking stuck way early on because didn't you have to do that to get the Song of Storm?
The second you get the sword out of the pedestal and run out of the Temple of Time, go into into the market. Oh look, zombies! Oh my God, what is that? What is that?
Starts humping your face. You're like, oh my god, this is both painful and humiliating.
This is where to eat 10?
It's like the second they scream, I turned off the console. I'm done. I don't want to play.
No, I'm not gonna lie. You want the first time playing through Metroid Prime? There was this one part in the early part of the game where you had to roll up into a morph ball, and this dragon thing would eat you, and you had to drop a bomb, and you had to drop a bomb in it to kill it.
That's hard.
That was fucking awesome.
I was fucking scared of that thing. I was like, ugh.
That is hard.
Dude, I remember the very first time I played Metroid Prime, I was fucking scared of the frigate Orphean level.
Pussy. Everybody can get through the friggin' Orphean. Come on.
No. The only thing that like fucking scared me was the fact that the music turned to hella creepy. Like that first room with all those parasites in it.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you.
And then the music gets hella creepy and shit. It's like, and then the fucking dead space pirate started moving. I'm like, okay, and I keep on moving, and then I found like an injured space pirate and he just fucking shoot at me, and I just like freaked the fuck out. But that was like years ago. And yes, I have beaten Metroid Prime, thankfully.
Alright, so okay, how about this? Since we brought that up, what's the first game that you ever played that really scared you?
Oh, I already told you mine.
I don't even remember the Slender game.
Ocarina of Time
Actually,
intentionally scared me.
What game really scared me to the point I could not play it? Fuck, I don't think I remember anything except for that Metroid Prime incident. But then again, like a couple of years later, I was able to get past that part and past my fears. But some Metroid games can get real creepy.
Oh, God forbid. No, it's like Super Metroid had the perfect balance of ambience and just the music was good, the backgrounds were nice, the enemy placement was perfect. Super Metroid just had that feel of what the fuck.
Super Metroid was hands down one of the best games on the Super Nintendo.
I'd say it's one of the best games in Nintendo's library.
Mm-hmm. Although a lot of people argue, Ocarina of Time.
What? It's a good game.
Ocarina of Time is a good game, but I believe it's just overrated.
It's fucking overrated. You don't even know.
I think it's
like
great.
people okay, I play the 3DS version. Like after all these years, when people are like, dude, Ocarina of Time is like the best fucking game ever, and I'm just like playing it. I'm just like, I don't.
please, Majora's Mask.
I think when it came out, it was just shy of perfect.
Well, when it came out, it was probably the cat's tits, but now it's
Yes,
like,
it's a very interesting metaphor there.
okay, but anyway.
Right.
Oh wait, do I have to keep this like PG?
It's
No,
too
fuck
late.
that.
We started off with like fuck. It's okay. It's too late for that.
Fuck. Okay.
Beyond that.
Anyway,
Oh, that's
we need
another
to get-
thing.
We need to get to the present, damn it. We're still stuck in the past.
Not yet.
you know
so I'm
what?
saying, like,
We're just gonna take more than 15 minutes. This is
I was gonna
bullshit. Let's
take
just
way more than
keep on
15
going
minutes.
for like an hour.
Okay.
Okay,
what
so,
you say, Jordan?
What? Oh, I'm just saying, like, we're in an epic build-up. It's
Big-
like, yeah.
That doesn't fit in 15 minutes.
okay. I that's the point. It's not going to fit 15 minutes. This is going to be
Exactly.
more than that.
No,
And
fuck now.
podcasts are generally long, so no one fucking cares. Anyway,
What about wait, Apocalypse?
Podcast.
podcast.
Oh, I thought he said
Apocalypse
Apocalypse.
are
Oh,
hello. No one cares.
I thought he said the apocalypse isn't here till dawn. I'm like, what?
Honestly, this is how that thing should go. We talk about the past and we describe what was so great about the past, and then we compare and contrast it to what the present games do.
You know, you
Now.
think you'd think we would have planned this out beforehand.
I'm still waiting for them to fucking make a Pokemon game on the console that is a full 3D adventure.
What about Coliseum?
No, Coliseum was like on rails, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't on
Adventure.
rails. Coliseum and Gale of Darkness were both really good, but they just weren't. They were spin-offs. They weren't main series Pokemon
Oh,
games.
that's what you meant.
Yeah, I want a main series. Go buy Pokeballs, down something's health into the red, give it a status.
So
I'm gonna throw a
basically-
Pokeball, catch
so, like,
it.
You?
So like
I want-
traditional
I want-
Pokemon on console.
I want fucking Pokemon Gray on the Wii U. Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen. Doesn't have to be the Wii U, but just come on, make it happen. Make it so.
No, just Wii U. Wii U. Wii U.
Fuck out of here
Anyway.
with your ambulance noises.
I
anyway.
hold off on my Wii U opinion till later.
Oh yeah, let's not talk about the Wii U yet. We're still fucking stuck in the fucking past. So actually let's talk about the present. Let's talk about the present. That way it's easier to bash the present games. That's what's so good.
Oh, okay, so like, what games? Okay, so here's the thing. How about this? What games are we going back to right now? Like, what games are we right now playing?
Game can remember.
What games?
right now playing?
Yeah, like what games do we play now? Like, you wake up in the morning, and you're like, I'm gonna play a video game. What are you gonna play?
Okay, personally, I am currently playing for consoles. I'm currently playing Dragon's Dogma. That is a damn good game. Just shy of, well, not perfect, but it's just shy of like 8 out of 10. And on PC, I'm playing several different free-to-play games, but they're all MMOs, and I'm just looking for a good MMO, really.
Rift.
That kind of died out for me.
I
Isn't
Yeah.
it Rift a subscription-based game anyway?
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it is.
It's bullshit. Wait for Fantasy Star Online 2 to come out into Americas.
Eh.
That's why I'm gonna get Guild Wars 2. No subscription
Oh,
fee.
God. Anyway,
What about you guys? What you playing?
okay, let's see what Jordan's been playing.
I mean, I still go back. I still freaking go back every Sunday. I get an hour or 2 hours, and I just play Sonic 3 and Knuckles. So I mean, I still go back to that constantly. But on a average basis, I stopped playing Mass Effect 3 for a while because the multiplayer just got boring for me.
I get that.
But you don't have life.
Like
On
every
PC.
character up to every character up to level 20. What's the point?
You unlock
True.
new characters.
Yeah, but
Wii U.
I still play Minecraft a little bit here and there.
Here and there.
Eve on occasion, although not very much, and I still go back to RuneScape every day.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking love it. RuneScape getting an update. Fuck yeah.
How about you, David? What you playing?
For me, on the I've okay, so pretty much I bought a 360 again.
Yeah.
And it's
Wait, hold
the
on. What? Oh, okay. Out of sheer curiosity, whatever
it's super
happened to your old
nice.
360?
My parents lost it when they took it away from me.
Your mom lost it. Maybe that's the reason why she never gave it back.
This was years ago that it's been taken away. So I was out of 360 for like 5 years, I think,
Let's
or
seriously put us
something
back
around.
hella.
But anyway, the Xbox, I bought the Xbox 360 Slim and a fucking hard drive, and I got the Slim refurbished, but I should have bought in the 250 gigabyte one refurbished
You bought
so
the
I could
4.
save money. But anyway, that does not fucking matter. What I've been playing right now has been on my 360. It's been the Batman Arkham games, both of them, and it's Virtua Fighter 5. I've been playing that.
Hell yeah, high five.
Yeah, except for this is like the new arcade version that came out.
Eh. Just eh.
And I've also been playing the new Deus Ex game that came out. That game's amazing, by the way, but
What
it's
is the
hard
new
as
one?
shit. The Deus Ex Human Revolution?
Human Revolution, right? I couldn't get into that. Like, I get it. I can get why you would love the game, why anyone
It's
would like the game, but I just can't get into it. I don't know.
understandable. It's not really a game meant for everyone.
Yeah.
I could tell right from
But
the very
like when I was
beginning.
playing, I didn't know if it was just because like I sucked or if the game was just hard as tits.
The game is hard as tits, even on the easiest difficulty.
Yeah, I know it's
Which
ridiculous.
Okay,
Well,
there's a
still
point for
good,
discussion.
though.
There's a point for discussion right there. Past games, present games, compare them. Are present games too easy?
Most of them are, I will
Yeah, a
have to
good
say.
chunk of them are just like I
Look,
can piss on the
like,
game and I'll win.
even on hard mode, they're like hard mode will give you a challenge, but it's not a big enough challenge.
Yeah.
I said one game that I really enjoyed playing.
Except for Souls.
All right, one game that I really enjoy playing that I might end up doing a LP for eventually is. I know you guys bashed on it a little bit, but
Sick.
Shadow Complex. I like
Shadow
it.
Complex. Oh, dude, that game actually looked really interesting.
Well, you
Except
bitched
the
about it
fact-
because you said it was just a rip off of Metroid, but is that a bad thing?
Yeah, that's true. It's not a bad thing, but like, I see a lot of Metroid-esque things in it.
And is that a bad thing? Metroid was fucking awesome, and a game that rips it off is awesome too.
Yeah, but I'm just like, come on, it's ripping off Metroid, sort of. But anyway, like I don't like the fact that it ripped off Metroid, but I do like the fact that it
Castlevania's been doing it for years.
Tis true, tis true.
Well, Castlevania bullshit though.
I've heard some bad things about Shadow Complex. I don't really have much of an opinion on it.
No, how about okay? Look this up.
I have seen gameplay of Shadow Complex. That's all I have, and like it definitely, I see a lot of influence from Metroid in Shadow.
How about look this up on YouTube after we're done with this? I'm talking to the viewers as well. The secret ending for Shadow Complex, where you abandon Claire. Watch that. That's fucking hilarious.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll put that
Chris
on my
Redfield.
to-watch list, I guess.
It's fucking good. You don't even know.
Ooh. But anyway, yeah, like most games these days, they're pretty easy to beat. Like Arkham Asylum, I played that thing on normal, and it's actually, it's okay, but it's still like really easy for someone.
There's like no middle
Who's-
ground anymore. There's either games like piss easy, even on the hardest
They're
difficulty, or they're like so hard they'll rock your balls off.
No, but this is the great thing about the Batman Arkham games is like easy and normal, they're fucking easy, but when you get to hard, that shit gets hard.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Like prime examples, two games that both have no difficulty settings. Well, actually one of them had a difficulty setting introduced recently. One game, Demon Souls or Dark Souls. Those games are tough as nails and they will rock your balls off if you don't be careful. And then another one, Dragon's Dogma, like I said. That game is kind of like the love child of Shadow of the Colossus and Demon Souls. But like they on August 9th they introduced an easy mode where enemies do less damage, but even then it is a tough ass game.
Well, how about that? What if they had? I don't know. I'm trying to think. MMOs are really fucking easy, but
Mhm.
at the same time, really
They're
fucking
fucking-
hard.
Well, MMOs are fucking easy, but they're boring as shit to me. Mainly because
You need friends.
like
you
if
need something to make it funner.
you definitely
need a-
friends,
you need a
which is why
gimmick.
it's so. Yeah, you
Gimmick.
need friends, and in order to enjoy a game fully, and the reason and since you
It's
need friends,
RuneScape.
that's
Don't need
why
no
the game-
friends. Just solo that bitch the entire way.
Fuck RuneScape. That's not even a game.
Yes, it is. I love it.
It's bullshit.
I grew out of it.
My $8. It gladly takes my $8 a month.
Like RuneScape's a game, you bitch. I'm like, I don't fucking care.
I got bored of it so fast. Not so
Gladly.
fast, but I
Dude,
grew out of
dude,
it.
I didn't even finish the tutorial. That was how bullshit
Oh, wow.
that game was. I'm just like, fuck this game.
Not even giving it a chance. Betrayer. Betrayer.
I gave it a
I don't give
chance.
a
I played it for a
shit.
long time, but I just got bored of it.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
my
I'm
main.
just like, oh, RuneScape, play a real MMO, son.
Yes.
Suck my dick.
It's not a
World
real
Wars.
MMO. You can't tell me. You can't sit there and tell me it's a real MMO.
It's a real MMO.
It's not a
It's
real
bullshit.
MMO. Don't even lie.
It's a real MMO.
It is not.
That's
a real
like saying Warcraft is not a real MMO.
It's
Oh,
not.
snap.
Well,
You said
technically-
Warcraft.
Yeah, technically.
World of-
technically.
Warcraft
right.
is a strategy game, bitch. World of Warcraft is the MMO.
There we go.
World of Warcraft
What
is
bitch got rocked?
the best game ever.
And what are you talking?
I was trying to make a reference within a reference within a sheep.
Shut up, other sheep. Okay. So, we got off track again. What was?
Always gonna get off track. This is amazing. I told you this is gonna be an hour-long video because we're gonna be off track so much. But let me finish what I've been playing though, since
Oh shit,
Right.
we're still on that.
Right, because you interrupted David.
yeah, because you're like I was talking to Patrick about Deus Ex, and you're like, oh, let's talk about how Deus Ex is hard as balls. And I'm like, okay, we'll go back to that hard as balls shit and easy mode. But
Okay, so
anyway,
so
the
what did you
games I've
play?
been playing have been the Transformers, Cybertron games. I mean,
Oh,
War for
Cybertron, right.
Cybertron. I bought
Oh,
that like
cool.
last month and kicked the shit out of campaign.
Campaign's
difficulty.
Kind of bullshit.
Back to difficulty. Playing that game on the hardest difficulty,
No.
so piss easy.
Dude, yeah, like if you know shooters, you can play War for Cybertron.
No, you know what pisses me off? That was a good game. That was a really good game, and the multiplayer was top. The
It's a
multiplayer was
really good
polished.
game.
The
Yes, I
multiplayer
will
was
say
so
that.
polished, and it was fun to play. The only thing is, it got no publicity, and so no
got-
one fucking knew about it.
It got no publicity. Only Transformers fans knew about it, which are a bunch of kids in like 10 years and up.
And
And
you
then,
know,
like,
Transformers
adults.
Transformers fans are either
And adults, but yeah.
either
There's not a lot of middle
hipsters,
ground.
people who grew up in the '80s, or young kids who are just now getting into the Michael Bay movies.
Anyway, though, another thing that was a problem with War for Cybertron was the fact it was not a balanced multiplayer.
It really wasn't.
How was
Its
it?
multiplayer was bullshit.
How wa-
Leader, Warcry, plus Magma Frag Launcher, you win.
No, fuck that. I mean, because
EMP Shotgun was bullshit too.
yeah, I mean, but still, you could do very well with Soldier and Whirlwind, or you could do very well with Scout and
Dude, but
Science
I'm
is
just
the
saying how powerful Warcry was in War for Cybertron. It was so powerful, everyone fucking uses it.
and every class had something that was broken about it.
Not like, okay, let's see. Yeah,
Sure, Whirlwind. Enough said.
That was broken shit.
well, anyway, though, probably. Oh yeah, but the one thing I hate about War for Cybertron, and the one thing I'm kind of disappointed on in the new Fall of Cybertron game, since I've been playing the shit out of the demo, and I'm also getting the game day of release anyway. But anyway, the one thing I hate about the games is the fact that there's always like some ability, there's always some upgrade, there's always some weapon that every class is going to fucking use most of the time because
Yeah.
it's just that solid of a weapon or ability. Like with scouts, here are the three abilities you would run. You'd run like whatever was the attack boost thing. Once you get out of cloaking, you always ran a health matrix. So whenever you kill someone, you gain health. And you would always run like I forget what the third ability that you'd always run, but it was like something that everyone would run.
So vague.
And then
the mark ability, where if you mark a target, they take more damage.
No, it's usually people run cloaking with dashing. Those are the two abilities, and then you have those like three like passive abilities that you have.
Perks.
Yeah, the perks. So there's always like
Because Call of Duty added in perks, so everybody else need to get some perks.
Perks are stupid.
yeah.
I
Well,
like it. It's customizable ownage.
Cybertron though, that's the good news.
I kind of like perks as long as they're not in my Halo.
Like perks
Halo 4 son.
perks are good. I don't mind them as long as they don't have varying degrees of them. As long as they're all at max, like immediately. Because like in Call of Duty, like someone might have Sleight of Hand Pro while you don't. They have an advantage over you. It just kind of removes the need for skill in the game.
And people are like, and then people can argue saying, play the game. I'm like, why would I play the game when it sucks?
Ooh.
Well, I mean, see, that's the thing, though. That's the thing, though, because, like it or not, us three, I'd say we're hipsters because we like to bash on popular things because we think they don't deserve to be popular. Call of Duty, big example.
Hold on,
World of
hold on.
Warcraft,
Well,
big
that's-
example.
Speak for yourself. I like being an individual, just like everyone else.
What the fuck?
The
Okay.
only reason why I
Well-
hate Call of Duty is that it's really just the same game over and over.
The one thing I don't like about Call of Duty is the fact that they release a new game every year, and it gets
Yeah.
so much hype. It gets so much attention. I'm just like, why the fuck are you getting so much attention?
Well, I mean, that's another thing, though. That's another thing.
I don't think like the one thing I don't like about Call of Duty is that they're not games that are built to last.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're-
no.
Games just to like make you satisfied for a year until the next one comes out because they know you're gonna fucking buy their game over and over and over again because it's Call of freaking Duty.
They know their fan
Yeah.
base.
Yeah.
They know their fan base, and their fan base are a bunch of suckers for the most part. Like I respect those who actually enjoy the game for what it is, but that's the one thing that irks me so much about Call of Duty is the fact that it's the most overhyped game series I have ever heard of.
All right, well,
I've seen.
that's another big factor. One of the biggest things is, as much as we hate to admit it, video games are an industry. They are a product, and they're meant to
Yes.
sell.
Yeah.
And so companies are going to try and make money off of them no matter how they can. Granted, fucking EA and Activision are the biggest money-grubbing whores I've
yeah.
ever seen.
Oh yeah.
But
Nintendo doesn't give a fuck still.
it's like fuck's given, absolute zero.
It's like,
Absolutely.
oh, you're gonna come out with Blu-ray? We don't give a fuck. We sold the most, bitches.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, the Wii. Let's put another thing. Wii U's never going to do as good as the Wii because the Wii
yeah.
just was such a skewed fan base, and it sold itself for something that it truly wasn't. The thing is, everybody bought a Wii. The only people that used the Wii were the hardcore gamers.
For the most part,
Yeah.
yes. But even then, they would barely touch their Wii.
Because the hardcore gamers knew that they could get better games on Xbox and PS3.
Yeah. Like
Yes, and the fact that like there were so many party games out on the Wii that they
Shovelware.
party games overshadow like those like hidden gems of the Wii. And yes, there were good games like Sin and Punishment 2.
Oh yeah, I like
This-
the entire
Oh my God, that game was amazing.
the entire Sin and Punishment series is good though.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. It's like, okay, how about
I'm just saying, I've never heard of Sin and Punishment until I played Sin and Punishment 2, and I was actually quite surprised that the Wii had a game like that. I was
Yeah, I
just
know,
like,
right?
whoa.
no, how about another really good game on the Wii? I'm about to get a hell yeah from somebody, maybe man from the other person. Ready? No More Heroes 1
Oh
and 2.
fuck yes.
Fuck yes.
Oh fuck yes. Both of us.
Well,
That was such a good game.
I would say it's a I wouldn't say it's like the best game ever made, but I will say it was fun and it
It
was
deserved at least an 1. I'd say a 7. 2, 7.5.
yeah, like they're not the best games out there, but they were fun and they just had a sense of charm to them.
Yeah,
They're
one
of the best
I
games
liked-
for the Wii.
Yeah, 1 I liked for the story a lot more. 2 I liked for the gameplay more.
Yes, now if only they can combine 1 and 2 together.
No, I
Make
mean
it
2
magic.
story just seemed kind. 2 story just seemed kind of.
Story was like I noticed how 2 story was a lot like the Kill Bill movies.
Yeah, how about that final boss though? Can anybody say the most fucking annoying thing ever?
I did not.
It was
I
the
have
most
not
what the
played.
fuck and annoying thing ever.
No, you want to know how many times I died by that fucking hurricane punch thing that he did that knocked me out of the window?
0 times for me.
Yeah, I died a fuck
I
ton of
I,
that.
I fucking like I was a dodging whore against them. I'm just like nope, because I had like no health the whole fucking round because I got fucked up earlier on. So I'm just like dodge rolling like crazy.
Motherfucker.
So I was really cautious against them.
I caution does not know me.
For me though, I wish that No More Heroes 2 you could actually play as like the different because you can play as like 3 different characters in that game. You can
Oh,
play
yeah,
as
yeah.
Travis Touchdown, which was by far one of the best players to make because you were playing as him the most. Then there was Shinobu, and she was okay. And then there's motherfucking Henry. I fucking loved playing as Henry. I wish I could like do the boss rush mode as Henry.
I think that'd be
What was your favorite? What was your favorite beam katana in No More Heroes 2?
It was definitely the starter beam katana and the dual wielding ones.
I can't remember the name of it, but you
But
know
the most useful one was that like freakishly like long as hell.
Yeah, two-handed sword. Yeah, I know that's the one that I got the most use out of. I can't remember what it was called.
That was I think it was called the Peony or something or
I
Peony.
think it was the Peony.
But anyway, it was just like it was the most useful one, but it was just like it was more. I found it more fun to use like the other ones because it was just like slashy.
Slashy.
How about okay? So we were talking about hidden gems on the Wii.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, do you think there's any games on the 360 or the PS3 that deserve more hype than they got?
Let's
I'm not
yeah,
sure.
there's definitely hidden gems on the other consoles. I mean, I'm just trying to think of one because I don't know all of 360's library, and
I really think Dragon's Dog. I keep coming back to it. Dragon's Dogma. I think that game didn't get any promotion because I didn't hear anything about the game until it came out.
The only promotion it got was the fact that Resident Evil 6 demo.
Yeah, that's pretty
is
much
bundled.
That's like one of the only reasons why people buy it, just for the Resident Evil 6 demo. But the game is really good. Like people just pass it up.
I don't know how I feel about. I haven't heard much about Resident Evil 6. Inform me, is it going to be a co-op thing or is it going to be a solo thing?
Pretty sure
co-op again, and then
sure.
there are moments in which it's actually multiplayer to an extent, in the fact that you could actually play co-op with alongside because each of the 3 characters that you play as, or like the 3 teams you play as, at one point in the story they always they cross paths with each other and they have to take down a boss together. So if you're connected online, and then they so like if someone else is playing a story as like this one team, and then like this other team like they're playing the story online as well, and then when they cross paths it's like a huge co-op experience.
That sounds pretty cool.
I gotta ask. Is it gonna be over fucking saturated with items like Resident Evil 5 was?
It's Resident Evil 6 is definitely like more action based. It's like
I hate that.
I like Revelations. I like Revelations on the DS.
Was excellent, mainly because it was it tried going back to its horror roots, and it was also
I think it did a good job of that.
Resident Evil's never been about the horror. It's been about thrilling you and just like scaring you here and there. But it's never been about the horror aspect. It's been about the survival aspect. And I really got a feel of like everything that I got, particularly on the hard mode for the demo and Revelations. Everything I got, I was like, fucking thank you, God, I love you, Bullet.
Yes, that was definitely true in Revelations. But when you buy the full game, you can actually like street pass with people, or if you play online with other people, they can give you like item drops that you can use in campaign. But the thing is though that they're completely optional, so you don't have to use these item drops. But in case you need that like extra bullet just to help you out, you can just go to your street pass and just like, oh, I need like more shotgun bullets in order to help me beat this boss or get through this one part of the game. okay, I'm just gonna take that along with me as well. So
That's nice.
yeah, it's nice. And Resident Evil Revelations was by far one of the better Resident Evil games I've played. Like
Mhm.
5, it was all right.
It's a great co-op
I mean,
experience.
It's a great co-op experience.
It's
I
a
don't think it's a good Resident Evil
I don't.
game.
Yeah.
It's a good game. It's not a good Resident Evil game.
The one thing I didn't like though was that its tank controls are so outdated now.
Yeah.
I do not like them anymore. Like after playing so much Revelations and then going back to Resident Evil 5, it is so hard because Resident Evil Revelations had like a really good control scheme, especially when you had the Circle Pad Pro equipped with it.
I think
It worked.
I think being able to move and turn at the same time really just kills it for Resident Evil. Because like one of the biggest things for Resident Evil is like the limitations of its control scheme. It made
it's
you
like
really scared to turn around.
yeah. I mean, it's also like the first Castlevania game on NES.
Hmm.
It had bad controls. Yeah, I'll give it that.
But it was built
But-
around them.
Yeah, but it was built around the bad controls is the thing. And so because it wasn't a limitation, it was part of the gameplay, it really was enjoyable. And I can still go back and beat Castlevania 1. It will kick my ass, but I will eventually prevail and I enjoy it every single time.
It's like how I enjoy like Devil May Cry 3 or the original Kid Icarus on the NES. Like those games, they had like really good controls. It's just the thing is they were naturally hard as shit.
Mhm.
They just stacked the odds, especially in Kid Icarus. They stacked the odds against you from the
Fucking
get go.
eggplants.
No, eggplants are fucking no problem. But anyway, the only problem I had was the fact that like you just had to like be good at the game. That was the only way you got past it. And the more you progressed through, and if you took your time to play through a game and get as many hearts as you could, and get like all the items and shit, it gets easier mainly because the difficulty it doesn't change throughout the whole game. So it's
Yeah.
hard as shit in the beginning, but then it gets slightly easier every time you advance your skills, and
All right,
and mainly because one, you're getting used to the game and getting actually getting too good at it, and number two is the reason that you're actually um well getting in-game items that are helping you progress even further in the game.
all right. How about
It's kind of like Metroid Fusion. That game is difficult. It's like, okay, I'm not going to say it was like the hardest. It's one of the hardest Metroid games out there.
in
Well,
the
I'm not gonna
beginning?
s-
Because no, it's hard in the beginning because particularly section 2, because enemies do like 50 fucking damage to you when you only got like 99. You're like, what the hell?
Well, the thing was like, it wasn't the good part about Metroid Fusion was the fact that it didn't feel like it was impossible.
That brings up a big point. Difficulty curves. What do you think is a good difficulty curve?
Dark
And you-
Souls difficulty curve is fucking amazing.
That game doesn't get
In context.
that game doesn't get easier ever.
But,
No,
like,
it gets
is
easier.
do you like games that have a stable sloping difficulty curve, or do you like games that give you avatar strength? Well, I mean an avatar strength. Okay,
I know
so
what you mean,
difficulty curve. Yeah, like difficulty curve in Castlevania 1, it progressively gets harder because the game just gets fucking harder.
You referring to
And-
sequelitis now? Hold on.
Yeah, I am. But see,
Yeah.
the thing is, in Castlevania 2, the enemies get a little bit more health as you keep getting more and more upgrades. And it takes a little bit longer to kill them. And if you don't get more and more upgrades, then they still get stronger as you progress in the game. And so you fucking it feels like the game's harder because you didn't get those upgrades. Not because you're sucking more, just because the game is making itself harder for you.
For me, I personally like a like steady difficulty curve. I don't want it to be like piss easy. I just want it to like get progressively harder as like I'm getting more and more abilities and stuff. So which are supposed to make the game like more manageable. But I'm just like saying is like, okay, you're giving me all these new abilities, like make me use them to their fullest potential, and make me like feel like I'm like using these abilities or items more so I can get through my objective or get through this obstacle, and then it just feels more satisfying whenever you beat the game
Yeah.
or whenever you go through this challenging part, mainly because you're like, okay, this is actually taking my skill to use my skill and wits, and whenever you you get past it, you're like, fuck yes, and then save.
Yeah. Okay. So I kind of like the M-shaped difficulty curve the most, where it starts off hard as hell and you don't know what the fuck you're doing, and you're like, and then suddenly you make a point, you snap, and you're like, I know what to do, I know how to do this. Then all of a sudden, the game just seems to be easier for a while there, and then near the end of the game, they really start to ramp the difficulty up again. And even though you know what you're doing, the game is still just harder, and so the last bits of the game really challenge you until you finish it.
I like games with difficulty like Demon Souls because at first it's really tough and then you kind of get used to it, but then they keep introducing new things, make it even tougher. You got to get used to that. It's just a constant. You have to adjust to it.
It's a constant uphill climb.
Yeah.
I mean, so other than difficulty, because difficulty is another thing. I'm not a graphics whore. I'm not, but I'm saying
Yeah.
another
Graphics
thing that
is
makes
a huge deal.
another thing that makes a point. Audio and visuals, I think, is something, because if your game looks and sounds like shit, that's a very off-putting thing,
Okay.
no matter how it plays.
Okay, we'd have for visual, we'd have to like separate into like two things because like there's like atmosphere visuals and just like overall visuals.
All right. Well, here's a game that I really did like the visuals for, the art style in general, how the game presented itself. Okami. I liked how.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
That was
God.
a really good artistic
Yes.
choice on their part.
Okami is like one of the greatest games on PS2.
I've never played it, but I've seen enough to know it's really beautiful and the audio and the music is amazing.
And the one thing that's great about Okami is the fact that it's designed in such a way that you actually care about doing all the side quests, because you're supposed to be a goddess who's like helping restore the land of Japan.
And so you don't level up through fighting. You level up through doing side missions.
Through doing side missions, and the one thing that helps you get through the side missions is the fact that every NPC you come across is very unique. Like you can tell, like, oh, this is just like this is Susano, and this is what's his name, and this is Waka or some shit. But like
Wait, wasn't Waka?
Characters.
Wasn't Wako the French-speaking monk?
Yes, he was. Well, I was just trying to find like a name for characters. But anyway, it's just
he was a bro.
He was a bro, but he seemed like a dick at first. But anyway, that's a topic that's for another discussion. Anyway, the one thing that's great about Okami is the fact that the characters are uniquely designed, and they're designed in such a way that like you actually care for what they have to say. You actually care on their backstory or like care about helping them.
Yeah,
and
it's not like other games. Random NPC 1, random NPC 2.
It's not like how in like World of Warcraft, it's like, go find me like 5 deer penises or some shit.
Bitch, why? What do you ever do for me? I don't know you. You don't know me.
And then your character's like, oh, okay, fine, and then you just go around killing. You just constantly killing random ass shit the whole fucking time, like, and then you're like, woohoo,
I
this
did
is
it.
so exciting.
And now, full circle, that right there is it also fits into the presentation. MMOs bug me when it comes to questing because it's always just generic, go here, kill this, come back shit over and over again. Yeah, it's the best way to get experience in most MMOs, but it's so fucking monotonous. I'd rather be out in a field killing cows for 3 hours.
The fact that developers are like getting pissed off at people botting, but I'm just like, you're kind of forcing them to want to use bot because they don't want to do the same shit over and over again.
Yeah, I get that, but see, here's the thing. Why I'm giving it my credit. Questing in RuneScape is a story. It's not go here, kill this, come back. It's go use these items in this situation and figure out the puzzle of this area so you can advance to the next section.
It's the one thing that is quite literally the one thing I will give RuneScape. Its questing is amazing.
Yes,
its tutorial is fucking retarded though.
They got rid of that tutorial a long ass time ago.
Yeah, they revamped it.
Yeah.
They better tell me a fucking story.
So we have to start wrapping this up. We have to start wrapping it up.
No.
We're pushing.
No.
We're already at 45 minutes, so We need to
I
go
told you
ahead.
this is gonna be an hour.
Yeah, but Patrick's got to go to bed in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
I'll push it a little more. But so what we have to get to now is what do we think gaming's gonna end up being? Is it gonna be like mainstream, kind of like with Call of Duty, like everyone plays and it's just kind of meh, or is it gonna be like how it used to be? It's like this small community where these just a bunch of people who do the same thing.
For me, I think it's just gonna be a mix of both. Like the community of gaming is getting bigger with like each and every year, and then each and every new piece of hardware that's being placed out. But I will definitely say that that there is a core of gamers who are just strictly gamers. It's not like those people who play like Facebook games or
Oh yeah,
phone
Farmville.
games. Or,
I'm a
speaking of
gamer. No.
but it's like not that. It's just the fact that, or like Words with Friends or some bullshit. But anyway, like there's always good. I think like the people who like to play on consoles, the people who like to play games, or
I was saying, like,
it's
you can finish that
it's
thought.
really hard to describe this, but like like it's not like I'm just like point and click games are like bullshit. They're not games to me. But
I get
I will
that.
definitely say
I get that.
that the like I'm as point and click Jordan, I meant like Facebook games in general.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about actual
Like-
point and click adventures. I was like,
Point and click adventures. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, but that's really depending on how they tell the story and
That's true.
how it's done. But anyway, the thing is, gamers who are actually like gamers, the hardcore audience of gamers, they're going to make up the sole target. Like you
Mhm.
can't really target like the casual gamer, mainly because the casual gamer isn't really going to go out there and buy a new console every
Yeah.
time a new one's released.
And they're not gonna like sit
Like-
down and play for extended hours. Just like not
Yeah.
as much as actual gamers.
Or like even if casual games are designed to be like sit down and play for like a few minutes,
Mhm.
like they're not gonna keep on wanting to go back like every day. They're not gonna have that drive to keep on going. So you have to target the hardcore audience, because those are the people who are gonna sit down and play the shit out of your games, who are gonna buy whatever product you release, because they're just gamers. They just want more and more and more.
Yeah, really.
All right. Well, I'm thinking I'm gonna bring your attention to something that nobody's talked about yet, and it confuses me a little bit because this needs to be talked about.
Mhm.
I'm looking at a dark age in gaming for a while, and we're starting to be on the path to that. Eventually, we're going down a slow crawl where big companies are going to try and overshadow everything else and just strangle the life out of what gaming is, the
Yeah.
video games, and they're going to try and market it to no end. And that's why I say look to the indie gamers, the indie game developers,
Yeah.
because they're going to be the lifeblood of gaming. I can see it now. I mean, what is the biggest juggernaut in PC and now console gaming that has recently hit the masses? That it was a one-man effort that came out of nowhere, and it is now a household name.
Minecraft.
Minecraft. Goddamn.
It's an indie
Minecraft.
game. It's an indie game, and it's rocking the shit out of sales.
Well, the problem was like producers now, that like producers and publishers such as EA and even EA, Activision, and even Nintendo, is the fact that they're not trying to do anything new. Like Nintendo,
Yeah, they're not
they're
trying
still
to go
trying
out
to
on the
do
limb.
stuff new, but Nintendo's not is keep on going with Mario, is keep on going with Zelda. They're going with their safe titles. They're not trying to go out and
Make the new Metroid. Make the new Mario.
No, they're not trying
make
to
a new
One thing I
F-Zero.
wish, one thing I wish any developer would do, just like introduce a new name, put in a new like
Yes,
series
that
into the
too.
mix.
And you know what?
That too.
Let me bring your attention to Sega. In the last few years, Sega's been making a lot of really interesting. Granted, Alpha Protocol was a miss.
Oh, good Christ, was that so bad?
Some people think it was good. Some people think it was bad. But I mean, they also released things like Bayonetta and things like that. And granted,
Bayonetta, Anarchy Reigns. But the problem with Sega though is the fact that they're going under. They're not a very stable company right now, which is why like games that were supposed to be released this year and should have been released this year, because they're going to get overshadowed from all this shit ton of games that are coming out early on in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
But like for example, Anarchy Reigns, that was actually supposed to come out here in America this summer, and it would
It's
have
still
been a
coming,
great
though.
summer game. Well, it's coming out on March of 2013, the same month that Gears of War is coming out.
Oh,
The
right.
new Gears
I
of War that's
forgot
coming out,
Gears
so
is
it's
still
going to get
coming.
overshadowed.
True, but
But
I'm very excited for Anarchy Reigns. It looks like it's going to be a good game.
well, you could go buy and import the Japanese version of Anarchy Reigns if you want, since it's not region locked at all.
That's weird.
It's amazing, and it's in English too, and various
Right.
other languages.
Forgot about that.
But it's quite pricey to import it, though.
Yeah.
That's the only downside.
Yeah, but I'm seeing gaming's future probably it's gonna die down for a while, and then
We're going to have a
there's
crash.
gonna be there's gonna be some kind of crash. Then a bunch of a lot of the big name companies, maybe I don't think EA is ever gonna die out, but like Activision's probably gonna take a major fucking hit,
Oh, yeah.
and a lot of companies are gonna start to dwindle down. And then it's going to be, for a while, the reign of the indie developer. I sincerely believe that that's going to be where it comes from. People that have fresh, new ideas who have nothing to lose by making a new concept.
Yeah, the only problem that's going to arise from that is that they're not going to be able to get as easy promotion. It's going to be harder for them to get the game's name out than it was for like big producers.
And the fact that it's going to take them longer to like develop things, because what indie gamers do right now is the fact that they release a product, but they keep on constantly like fishing out updates for it. For me, I personally think that they yeah, it's good, but sometimes like if the game, it depends on what kind of game it is.
Mhm.
But usually I want a game that's like finished for the most part, and all you have to do is like put some tweaks to it, like glitches and whatnot. I want practically a finished product.
I like that we brought that up because that's a big thing. I'm going to look at Minecraft. Minecraft is still dynamic. It's still evolving. It's going to keep doing more. And its closest competition for a while there was a little thing called Terraria. And Terraria is now static. Terraria is not getting any more updates, and it makes me sad because the game's done. I have everything. I'm finished. I'm done with Terraria. There's no reason to go back. But Minecraft, there's always going to be an update. I can always go back. There's something new. The game is not quitting on me.
Well, the thing is, like that's another thing is the fact that, like, okay, for example, Team Fortress 2, that was a finished product. And it still is considered a finished product. All the thing they're doing now is just releasing all these amazing updates because it's motherfucking Valve. But anyway, like, I like it when developers do that, like Valve. Like Valve are really good to their customers and really good to whoever plays their games. But like, I like the fact that in Team Fortress 2 is the fact that you already have such a solid game that you could probably have people continuously playing over and over again, and you didn't have to like release a new update for a while. But the thing is, they keep on updating the game mainly because they just care. They care about people. They care about
the game, not the money they get from the game.
Yeah, exactly. Like, for example, Minecraft, if you would to stop updates on that game, people would still go and play it, mainly because Minecraft is built in such a way that it allows you to do whatever you want in that game, which gives you a lot of playtime, a lot of replayability.
And that little contest me and Patrick are doing now.
For Team Fortress 2, I'd like to point out that even with their updates, all their guns that they add in, they all can be bought for a certain amount, for a price. But then, like, the drop rate in the game to get this content they keep releasing, it's so crappy that it takes forever. Like, it takes like 3 days to get one thing if you're as unlucky as I am.
Well, yeah, that's another thing is like free, like games that are free to play, but like they encourage you to buy things.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, pretty much freemium. Like,
I don't mind freemium games as long as it's not like pay to win.
Yes, like Team Fortress, that's not pay to win at all. You can use the starting.
You can literally get everything in the game for free.
Yeah, it just takes a lot more. You just have to invest a lot of time into it in order to get everything.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, even with all the starting equipment you get, even with the equipment that you wish you could buy but you can't, or the fact that you're just like too stubborn and not to buy it. But anyway, the equipment that you get in the beginning, they're actually pretty good. Like you can work with what you have from the get-go.
You can get through any match and win with just the vanilla stuff. It's
just that the extra items add to the fun factor. It gives you like a new take on like how you should play.
All right, how about this now? With the ability to be able to release new content in bursts, like what developers are starting to do now, can a company afford to go with the standard release schedule? Like, can a company afford to release a game and then not do anything for it until they release the next game? Is the gaming community still dependent on sequels, or are we more about the content released over to the time that the game's out? Do we want DLC or do we want sequels?
I think that we're kind of like on the fence about it, because like I've heard people bitch like, oh, I got nothing to do in the game anymore, I wish they'd do DLC. But then like they complain when a sequel comes out. It's like, I don't get it. What do you want from them at this point?
Or another thing is like people are like, oh, I fucking hate DLC. I don't want to spend more money for this game that I just spent $60 on. And then when a sequel comes out, I'm like, oh fuck, the sequel's out, man. That's another $60 I have to spend.
Yeah, there's just no middle ground. There's no pleasing the mass.
And like, for instance, again, I told Patrick about this. Harmonix, love that company, by the way.
Oh, they're geniuses.
Yeah, the ones that do Rock Band. They're continuously trying to add shit to the game and make the rhythm genre good and better and new. And then when they were asked, so when's Rock Band 4 coming out? They're like, we have no plans to make a Rock Band 4, but you're going to have to release a new game, aren't you? Why? We can just make DLC. But new game next year, right? No, we're going to release DLC for a few years, and when we come up with a new concept, we might think about doing a Rock Band 4.
It's kind of like Team Fortress 2 is like going back to Team Fortress 2 is like that. Like you don't need to make a Team Fortress 3.
Yeah.
Like unless you try something really different.
You like really revamp the game to have a reason to do so.
Yeah, like the difference between Team Fortress and Team Fortress 2.
There's a huge difference. It's amazing how different it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's look at the differences between Call of Duty Black Ops and Modern Warfare 3.
There's differences?
Exactly.
Well, there's actually some differences, but the fact that like they're really under the hood.
They're vague differences.
They're very vague.
Shooting zombies that can't shoot back, or shooting soldiers that can shoot back. That's how their survival that's the differences in survival. In multiplayer, I really don't see that much of a difference other than COD points. That's about it.
That and the fact their game engines are two completely different things. Bullshit.
They're using the same exact physics engine since Modern Warfare 1. Or not Modern Warfare 1, my bad. Modern Warfare 2.
No, Treyarch actually uses a heavily modified version of the World at War engine.
They use the same engine for multiplayer, co-op, and
we're reaching the 1 hour, so I'm gonna have to conclude this. In conclusion, gaming is I'm assuming we can come to a consensus on this, that it's gonna go down. Hopefully it'll go back up, but it's gonna rely on indie developers.
And some big name titles, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's always going to be the blockbuster hits, but I really think that the age of indie developers is coming real soon.
Mm-hmm.
Because we need something new.
Yeah. So with that, I conclude this first episode of Pew Factor Podcast.
I really want to go back to this topic later, though, because there's so much shit that we can talk about.
We're going to return. So with that,
consider part 1.
We're trying to end this shit. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Right. So with that, thank you for listening. Goodbye.